Okay, hello everyone. Today I will continue reading the story A Day Alive at Jack, episode 3. Because yesterday I feel tired and I stopped. I only reading uh, uh, a half of the story. I think 50% of the story. But now I want to read it again from part 1 with the reading slowly and explanation of a story. Now we try to read it, and in my if someone join in my it's called confident confident con forum. Everyone join and we can talk together, and it's sharing my computer for everyone can see. Okay, now we begin with the reading part 1. Welcome yourself. Pause A Day Like a Chef Part 3. Eating Breakfast. I'm your host, Dr. George McCollum from the Center for Education Development. On our previous episode, we went into the bathroom, saved shower, brushed our teeth. Now we are ready to eat breakfast. Let's get started with part 3, eating breakfast. I walk into my kitchen and turn on my coffee maker. I always put the coffee filter and the water in the night before, so it's ready to go. Neck, neck, neck. I open the door of the cupboard where the cereal is stored. I would love to have ham and egg for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffle. But the truth is that I just don't have the time to cook. So I pour myself a bowl of the cereal and put in a glass of skim milk, making sure I take a spoon out of the silverware trays. I go outside and pick up my newspaper and sit down at the kitchen table. I love reading the paper. In the morning, though usually I just have the time to read a few stories. Sorry, I have to check my voice in YouTube. In for recording is okay, because sometimes when I sometimes okay, I think it's okay. Okay. Mm. True. Usually, I just have the time to read a few of stories. When I finish my cereal, I grab a a banana, and maybe make a slice of toast with jam. I rinse off my breakfast dishes in the sink and put them in the dishwasher. By that time, my coffee is ready, so I pour myself a cup and put the rest in a thermos for work. In this episode, we are eating our breakfast. I begin by walking into my kitchen and turning on my coffee maker. Notice this verb to walk into or walk in to turn on. Those 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 two verbs are very common in English. So I don't just walk to my kitchen. I walk into my kitchen and I turn on coffee maker. The coffee maker on one work is the machine that you can get make a coffee. That's the coffee maker. Usually, uh, that's the coffee maker. Usually, a coffee maker has a water on the stop play place where you put the water, and then it has a place for actual coffee. Now you take the coffee and you put it into a piece of paper or a piece of lattice called a filter. The filter is something that allows the water to go through it, but doesn't allow the coffee go to through it. So you put the coffee into the filter and the hot water goes through the coffee. It's goes out of the filter and goes into the coffee pot. The coffee pot is on the bottom. So you have the coffee, coffee filter, and the coffee pot. After the water goes through the coffee, what you have to rule out, what you have to remove when you are done, are called a coffee rounders. Well, I put in the coffee, the filter, and the water in the night before, meaning in this case, last night, so that it's ready to go, meaning when I walk into The kitchen is already ready. I just have to turn it on. Some coffee makers have lock that will automatically turn your coffee maker on in the morning. Next, I open the door of the cupboard where the cereal is stored. The cupboard, which looks like the cup and the workboard put together, was pronounced cupboard. A cupboard is like a cabinet. Cupboard, cabinet, cabinet, cabinet. It's a place where you store things, a place where you keep the things to store. A verb means to keep something in a place, to keep something in a cupboard or cabinet or a box. Well, the cupboard where the cupboard where it was we have called cabinets, but in the kitchen there are the line wooden boxes that have a door on them that you can push things in. Usually, if it's a couple, you have different safe safes. The singular in a chef. Well, I go into the cupboard and I get the cereal out. The cereal is a very popular. The cereal is a very popular breakfast in the United States. It's usually rice and you put milk in a bowl, bowl with the cereal and eat the cereal and the milk together. I love cereal in the morning. I really do. I had cereal every morning since I think, 5 years old. I have eaten cereal. I take the cereal out where it is stored in a cupboard and I prepare my breakfast. I say in the story that I would love to have ham and eggs for breakfast every morning. Ham is a type of meal that comes from a pig, 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 pig. It usually has a lot of straw in it. Together, kind of meal that's popular in the morning for breakfast. The bacon, bacon, bacon,
bacon, bacon,
bacon, with which is also meat that come from a pig. It's a long and thin usually. It's cut to be long and thin. Egg are the thing that come from chicken, or does the chicken come from the egg? I'm not sure. Anyways, we have ham and egg, which is a very popular American breakfast. Many people in United States eat what we would call a very heavy breakfast, meaning there's a lot of fat and there are a lot of food. In some countries, this is not done, but in the United States, it's very common for people to have egg and ham for breakfast. My parents used to have eggs every morning for breakfast before he went to work. Well, when I say I would love to have ham and egg for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffles is thing that is made from the butter,
batter,
the butter. When we talk about cooking is a language, but usually with egg and flour and perhaps milk, and you combine the thing together and you get a thick liquid, which is called butter. Mm, butter, when we talk about cooking liquids, usually with egg, flour, and perhaps milk, you you combine these things together and you get a thick liquid, which we call butter. And you take the butter and put it into a special cooking machine, which we call a waffle iron. And a waffle iron has a custom sharp shape shape Usually it's a square, and when you put the butter in, you close the top of it and you cook it from both sides. Both sides. And when we take it out, it had a little square, squares, squares in this. And this is called a waffle. It's a kind of almost like a bread. And after you make a waffle, you usually put some special type of liquid sugar, which we call syrup. Often, this comes from tree. The best syrup comes from maple leaf tree. It's called maple syrup. It's very good, and you put uh, that, and you put that thick sugar liquid on top of a waffle. You can you can also put some salt, 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 of fruit, 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 fruit on top of waffle also. I just like the sugar myself. Something similar to a waffle is a pancake. A pancake is also made from is a butter. It's a language, thick language. It goes into a flat pan on your stove, and you flip it over, so it's completely flat. There are no square. Uh, it's usually it's round, and that's called a pancake. A waffle, and pancakes can be a stuck. A stuck is when you have one long thing, things, thing, 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 thing on top of other. You can go as you went along, so you can have stack of paper or pieces of paper on the top other. The same true is with a waffle or with pancakes. You can have two stack of one waffle on the top of another, or a stack of pancakes. Usually we talk about a stack of pancakes. If you go to a restaurant and you order breakfast and you want to pancakes, sometimes it will ask you so, okay, sometimes we ask you one a short stack, meaning just one or two, or you might have a regular stock. It could be a 4 or 5. Remember, American ate a big breakfast. That's why there are many big Americans. Go back, go back, back, go back to our story. I am not having ham, eggs, and waffles. I having a, a bowl of cereal and prepare my cereal. I put into a bowl and pour skim milk on top. In order to eat my cereal, I have to take a spoon out of the silverware tray. The silverware on one word is the name. We give a knife, the fork, and the spoon together. Sometimes those are called silverware, even those. Wow, it's so fresh. They are not make a silver. Other people in a restaurant may call them utensils. If you go to a restaurant and you sit down and you don't have a spoon for a fork or a knife. Well, I have my spoon. I go out and get my new paper with of course is that what has the news, the sport, and international and location news. Many Americans like to read a newspaper in the morning, just like people on over the world do. I sit down at the kitchen table, just like people on over the world do. I sit down at the kitchen table and read the paper. Sometimes we call a newspaper just a paper. Someone say I read it in the paper in the morning. They mean the newspaper. Usually I just have the time to read a couple of stories, uh, a, a few of story. I have finished my cereal. I wrap a banana and make make a slide of toast jam. To wrap mean to take some time, usually with your hand to wrap something with your hand mean to push it up. To take it with your hand, I wrap banana. I like to eat and toast with jam. Today I feel sleepy soon. I don't know how why recently I, I feel tired at night. This is a slice of toast which is with a bread that you put in a toaster and it toast, 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 toast the bread. We can use a toast. When I done with my breakfast, I rise up my face dishes to rice, mean cloud, mean something with water. I rinse up is the verb. You could just say I rinse my breakfast dishes. But I like the verb very in English. And so we could probably say rinse up my breakfast dishes. I rinse them up in a skin. Some family have a dishwasher. The tool that we make sometimes in our English is that your this you work you this uh, yourself. We would say you wash them is by hand, but the time I'm finished rinse up my breakfast dishes. The coffee is near. Oh, well, well, I pour myself a cup of coffee and I put the rest in a thermos for work. A thermos with a thermos is a bottle that keep hot Lewis. Hot and cold Lewis. So if you have hot coffee and you put it into a thermos, the thermos this bottle will keep it hot for a long time. Now let's listen the story. This time a regular speak. I walk into my kitchen and turn on a coffee maker. I always put coffee filter and water in the night before, so it's ready to go. Next, 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 next. I open the door of the cupboard where the cereal is stored. Doors. I would love to have ham and egg for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffle. But the truth is that I don't have the time to cook, so I force myself by and put it a glass of skim milk, making sure I take a spoon out of. So I pour myself a bowl of cereal and put in a glass of skim milk, where making sure I take a spoon. Next, I open the door of this couple where the cereal is stored. I would love to have ham and egg for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffle, but the truth is that I don't have time to cook. So I pour myself a bowl of cereal and put it in a glass of skim milk, making sure I take a spoon out of the silverware tray. I go outside and pick up a new paper and sit down at the kitchen table. I love reading and the paper in the morning. Those I just okay. Now we stop. Yeah.